there. Okay. How y'all doing? I'm going to go live on Instagram as well. Hi. Okay. Leave a comment and I should get it. I'm on this fun new platform that lets me see comments from everywhere. So, whether you're joining us with Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, you can leave a comment and I will get it. And we're going to be talking all about getting traffic to your website, especially if you are a blogger, content creator, influencer trying to build a influence online and get all the people. Okay, so excited. We're going to talk about some good things that I don't think a lot of people are using right now. And well, two things actually. Also, TikTok. Like, who has been on TikTok and tried? Right now, every time I go on TikTok, there are people trying to hire content creators. So, you guys are in high demand. Those of you who can write and take a good photograph are in really high demand right now. And brands are finally seeing the value in content. The second thing that I think that not that it's a thing, the second way of getting a lot of traffic, especially if you're new, is through offline events. I went to an offline event when I first started. Oh my goodness, it was a while ago, like 2012 maybe. Oh, that's 10 years. I feel so old. And they had this conference for WordPress, and I went. And I am an introvert, so going was hugely out of my comfort zone. Huge. So drop an emoji, whether you yay or nay going to in-person events. Are you an in-person event person, or does it like give you anxiety? I was not comfortable, but I went this one time 10 years ago and I still get leads from it. Like, people still are like, "Are you that girl?" Um, and I wasn't that girl. I wasn't that entertaining. All I did was go to this and have lunch with a few people because I'm much better like one on one. And so I just kind of sat with some people I didn't know and said hi and chatted about WordPress and starting a business and working from home and whatever I had in common with them. And that's how it got started. That was one. And oh my goodness, that was like, I am such an introvert, and this was at our university campus, that at UBC, University of BC here, and I had to take the bus to get there and spent most of the day there at the conference and was so nervous the whole time. But it has actually still made a difference to this day. What do you Hi, Julia. Do you like going to the offline events? Are you an introvert or an extrovert? I don't actually know. Are you an extrovert? Well, you like singing, so you can't be that shy. I uh was talking on TikTok today about how some of the most unused ways of getting traffic is going offline. Oh, really? Uh, Julia said she's both. I can do people-y things a little bit, and then I need to like recoup without people, like quiet nature. But so I can only do like the people-y things just a little bit at a time. The other things that I wanted to mention as maybe a tip was getting a scoop to your newspaper, especially if you have like a smaller newspaper, a local one. They're always looking for a good story. And so if you have a good, especially if you've conquered something or gotten over an illness or figure out how to work from home, do the things that everybody wants to do right now, which is not go back to work, getting traffic that way through your local library, through meetup.com. And when people meet you in person, it makes a much longer lasting impression. And just having a few people that are really that you're talking to when you're developing that audience from nothing makes such a huge difference because you can develop a community and you have an idea of who you're talking to, and um, and it can actually be quite an influx. And where the website might not be able to get you an audience, but the one thing that it needs to do really, really well is when your audience gets there, if it's 10 people, one person, 1,000 people, when they get there, they have to feel immediately, like within a first glance, this is what I was looking for. That's what they have to say in their head. This is what I was looking for. This is exactly, oh my goodness, this is me. Like, I want this. I need this. And so part of the thing in doing a custom design is doing enough research so that we know that what your target audience is feeling, we can sort of create that experience for them just to entice them to look just a little bit further. Oh shoot, I had something. I should have written it down because oh yeah, the 10-step test. So if you're wondering what the first impression is, a really good test, and I use this all the time when I'm showing somebody mock-up, like, "Oh, this is the new design we had for you." And first impressions can be like, "Whoa," because you're seeing the whole mock-up, so you see it like you don't see you don't see it on a screen like users are going to see it on a screen. So what we do is make it as big as you can and turn around, face not facing your screen, walk 10 paces, close your eyes, and then turn around and then just open them. And what do you see? And the first thing that speaks very loudly into what your first impression is going to be. So if you can do that, and then if it is pointing to the thing you want, because everybody wants their logo bigger, and everybody wants their branding to be, because usually you pay money and you've gotten invested. You love your branding, which is fabulous, but everybody knows the logo's in the top left. And the recognition that we get from branding is a very small part of what it is. Like, you're not going to feel anything. You might feel nostalgia when you look at a Coca-Cola label. I don't know if that's true anymore, but they used to be super nostalgic and represented by Santa Claus in a big red suit and stuff. But that came over, I don't know how many millions they have spent on advertising and creating that guy and doing it every year. And so to expect that your branding is going to have an emotional impact is unrealistic. A new brand is not going to have an emotional impact. You can like it, and hopefully it speaks to your audience more than you. So even if you aren't in love with it, as long as you are confident that your designer understands who you're talking to, has done the research, and knows what's going to speak to them, they've created this concept. And I'm not talking just about like the swoosh on Nike or um, the initial that you have on your brand. I'm talking about like the overall concept because it includes the colors and your voice. Are you casual? Are you um always professional? Would you never do a live like this and say all the time? Because that would be not on your brand because your brand needs somebody who's reliable and on the dot and stuffy almost. Like it really you pick what your brand is going to represent and what your target audience needs to see. The second thing that we really do well is try and represent you. So you do have a product and you are speaking to a specific audience, but it has to actually represent, it can't just be like if I'm talking to children, I can't just do a site that looks like Disneyland. Yeah, they'd like it, but does it actually say anything about your product or service? Like, does it tell parents what it is? Julia said, I think of the fact that Coca Cola is the highest contributor to global plastic waste when I see Coca Cola. That's interesting. Yes. And most people probably think of health and stuff like that nowadays. I didn't know they were the biggest contributor, though. I guess as a big company overall, they're little companies and how much waste they produce. Yeah, not good. What's a better example? Nike had the just do it slogan. My examples are all old. What's a modern? Oh, I got this one called True Earth and their laundry strips. And so it saves the plastic bottles. And I love that. And the brand is really, oh, you know what brand has done a really good job is the kitty litter that I buy. Um, Pretty litter. It's called Pretty Litter. Like of all the things, litter is not pretty. But It their whole thing was that it will change color if your cat's sick because cats, it's really hard to tell when they're sick. But this is like a first indicator. It doesn't tell you what's wrong with them, but like if there's blood in it, it'll change color, and if the urine's too um, alkaline or too acidic or something, it all changes color. And so, but their newsletter is so sassy. Like they talk like they are animals in their newsletter and but then they also talk to owners and their website is clean and clear and very little like you have to look for the information. It's there, it's not hard to find, but everything is just so clean and white, and we're talking cat litter. Duh. Like it just makes sense. So the the branding also, they use a very rounded font. It's very friendly and approachable. Um, and they actually just changed their colors too to be a more approachable but soothing color. It used to be brighter. I'm wondering, it's like a more mature color. They probably realized that young people can't afford their litter because it's too expensive. They say that it'll last a long time, but it doesn't. Not unless you can put up with the smelly litter, which I just can't. So it does take a long time, but they've done a really good job at their branding. If you want to see some pretty fun branding, go to Pretty Litter. They've actually made kitty litter into like an attractive thing. That takes talent. uh, what you know what? Maybe I could just answer a few questions that we've had at our support desk. And if you guys want to keep seeing those, if you want to keep seeing the lives, let me know if you're watching them later, if these little tips, they're kind of random tips and discussions, are they helpful? And what could I do to maybe make it more helpful, relevant, or interesting? Like, I can talk about my stories all day, but and the things that I'm learning. Oh, I'm learning so much about TikTok, guys. Oh, and hashtags in TikTok are used differently than they are in Instagram. It's and I haven't quite figured it out yet. I still get like 200 views on a video around there. That's it. Like between 200 and 300. If it goes to 400, that's like a big deal. But other people, so it's an experiment. I'm trying to figure out how it works because it is the new social media platform that is going to do really well, I think, because I trust when Gary Vee says something's going to take off, he's usually right. Not all the time. He wasn't about one of those audio things before, but he is probably is about this one. He's been saying it for about 3 years, and it is still going strong. And you know what's happening right now on there is brands are looking for content creators. So if you can take photographs, if you can write articles, you can make thousands of dollars from brands on TikTok. If you can do videos, because brands are desperate for videos several times a day and entertaining videos and representatives of their company or people just using their products. And they'll pay a lot for it because they have a huge need for that. So if you can get on contract with somebody that wants to use that has a younger audience and has any sort of avenue where it could be entertaining, you'd make a killing right now. There's actually a couple of brand new firms on TikTok that are doing brand and influencer. They're not influencers, there's a difference. They're doing content creator and brand matching. So that's the new business that's coming out of TikTok right now. There's some people that are actually trying to provide a sign up so that brands who are looking, they're the ones that pay for the matching service. But content creators don't pay for it. They can just join and sign up, tell people what they're available for, when they're available, the kinds of skills, provide some examples, and then they get matched up with a brand who is looking for the same thing. So if you are looking for a side hustle right now, getting in touch on TikTok, just search for content creator and brand, content creator and brand, I think, and you'll find some of the most popular people that are doing brand matching right now. They usually go on the hashtags for content creators, and you should be able to find something there. That instead of creating your own website, what an influencer does and get an audience and then have people come and then have to get hundreds of thousands, 100,000 first to apply for an ad company, then get several 100,000 visitors a day to make a living on it. Now it's switching because brands are doing that and they're going to have an easier time because they have the budget to keep that up and to do the advertising and to interrupt the market. And now it's going to turn into more of a traditional marketing concept where you have to break through, get people's attention, catch their interest, get them on your site, and then you can provide that nurturing relationship and eventually a call to action, hopefully a sale. That is starting to happen now, whereas before anybody online could sort of disrupt the market just by being there. It's not that way anymore. So what brands are looking for, and I think instead of bloggers who would be our influencers, now the easiest way to make money is going to be being a content creator and getting a job with a brand. And I'm sure you could work for yourself. They're all they like a couple years ago they all hired social media managers. Now they're all hiring content creators. Like it's a new thing right now. I'm sure it's going to take off because every single brand needs content created and they need it to be entertaining because they are going to have to get on the new platforms. Audio and video are the main ones. So get yourself over there if you're looking for that side hustle. And we're going to keep providing tips for people that are doing the more traditional website, becoming an influencer, trying to attract that audience, and then trying to create pages on their website that nurture that relationship, provide know, like, trust, and then offer something of value in exchange for their email. Once you have somebody's email, they've given you permission to actually start a conversation with them. It's one of the most valuable things that you can get right now because people will actually look at least at the subject line before they delete it. They might not look at the whole email, but if you can catch their attention, they've actually said, "Hey, I will let you into my inbox and I'll give you a chance to capture my attention." So that is where the traditional one is just going to keep going, I think, with email. The new model is to switch from being an influencer to being a content creator and making money that way by getting hired by brands. So get in touch on TikTok with people that are following the content creator and brand hashtag and sign up with those accounts. I'm pretty sure they're free and they'll match you with the brand. And you should be able to get in there. Content creation is so time consuming. It is. It really is. I know some people can do it really quickly, and I know our VA team works really quickly, especially depending on how much information that they get from our clients. But if we're given an outline and some pictures, then we can go ahead and create the post for you, which I adore because I have all these ideas in my head, but I can't. It takes me half a day at least to get a post out. I don't know why. Like I get really detail oriented or something. And I go on and on and on and on and on. And then I have to, as you couldn't tell it all by my I can talk to myself for half an hour. I should probably be embarrassed. Anyway, ah, content creation, you can get some help. I don't know if they're going to start creating firms that are just going to do content creation because then you could pump out a lot of information if you have somebody that's good at research, doing all the research for the content, somebody that's good at writing, doing the writing. Like, I wonder if you could get it into a assembly line type of product where everybody could do what they're good at and fast at and start creating content. I think that's how video producers are doing it right now because you can get a video producer, they can have then you get your content creators and they come up with all the outlines and everything that you're going to do and then you go shoot for a day or 2 days and come out with 100 videos literally because a video is 30 seconds. So think about how many seconds there is in the whole day of shooting. You can get quite a few as long as you're intentional. So, oh, and I have a new tool to tell you about. Oh, I should probably put this in newsletter too. It's called Descript, and I'll tell you about it. So cool. I just wrote it down, so I'll remember to put it in the newsletter. It's our last tip for today, and then I'll go. But Descript, you upload like I'm talking on a video like this, right, for TikTok or Instagram or whatever. You upload it to Descript, and then it automatically creates the transcriptions for you, right? Okay, that's not new. But what's new is you can go into the transcription and you can erase the word and it will erase the same word in the video. It is amazing without having to, like, I don't know if you've been frustrated on your phone because you have to move the little bar to exactly the right spot and it's a pain in the butt and you always get words cut off and everything. This program, descript.com, does it for you. So you can go through, you can edit your text, and it'll automatically edit the video for you. Like, amazing. I did one last night. It's on TikTok. It's so cool. It's so cool. You can even change the cadence of your talking. So you can widen the length of space between your words. I don't know how they pause it or something in the video, but it's very cool. If you're looking to do TikToks and you ramble on a bit, mm, that's the tool you need, called descript.com. Okay, that's my rambling for today. Let me know if this is providing helpful, if you listen to this in the car and are able to get some nuggets of wisdom. If there's something specific you want me to cover, just let me know. Oh, Pinterest! I have to cover Pinterest. Okay, next week we'll probably talk about Pinterest because we've done a whole thing and we've gotten scheduling pins. We've gotten pin creation down to 1 minute a pin. I'm so proud of how that's going. It's a lot of work, but we're creating some really cool packages because we need to create fresh pins, which is a ridiculously time-consuming thing to do. But Pinterest only wants the fresh stuff nowadays. It doesn't want the like how we used to just recycle pins. If it's a couple months old, just pin it again. We can't do that anymore. And but yet it still wants 5, 10 pins a day, which is just mind blowing how we're supposed to get all of this done. But we're not supposed to. If you want to use the app in a way to break through and get through to people, the best way to do it is 5 to 10 pins a day. It doesn't mean that you have to do that, but it means that that is the best practice if you want to actually break through. So they're getting pretty demanding. TikTok is now between 7 to 10 videos a day to break through. That's insane. But you know what? You know what I think? It's a lot like old marketing because old marketing used to be like this. Old marketing was reserved for the companies that had millions of dollars in budgets. You know, the big billboard or the radio ad or the TV ad, like millions of dollars go into that. And so companies could advertise. We're so used to getting an audience for free. Like we do nothing. We just show up, post a picture on Instagram, we get an audience. That is actually the insane part, not the fact that these, in order to break through, you need 7 to 10 videos. It's better than 7 to 10 videos and $1 million because that's what it should be. Like marketing, getting in front of people, getting in front of us, all the information we have, so much. It's too much. We have too much, too much. And I wonder, see, marketing used to be going out there, grabbing someone's attention, telling them they need your product. Now we have all of this. You have to, you should. Constantly. I wonder what is actually going to be disruptive because if you're new and nobody knows about your product, you still have to get attention. The only way to tell somebody something or to give them a new piece of information is to interrupt them. So that part of marketing can't change. Otherwise, you sit back and you wait for people to come to you. Marketing is sort of making your message known to people and interrupting. So I wonder now with all of this in our brains and in our pockets and connected, I mean, on our jewelry, we're connected all the time. I can't remember where I heard this, but I think it's true. Instead of companies disrupting us, which is what marketing is, it's trying to purchase your attention. I think what's going to come up is it doesn't allow companies to be proactive, which is a problem. Companies will be proactive because they want sales, but being available when somebody's looking. So instead of going out and getting attention, people don't watch ads. If I'm interrupted, I ignore it. And especially if it's sleazy or uncomfortable or I don't like it, it's gone, like totally ignored. The only thing that I buy now and the only research I do is when I initiate it. So I go online. And I think that is, I ask my friends, go online and on social media. Pinterest is actually 80 some percent of people on Pinterest end up purchasing. Like it's a massively high percent of people that will purchase based on research done on Pinterest. So it's massively underused right now. But I am quite curious about the what this is going to mean, this information highway that we're on, how companies are going to be seen and how we're going to, it's just going to have to be referral. I really think it's referrals. So you have to be known, you have to have a good reputation, which works. It's capitalism. Like if you have a good reputation and you provide good service, then people like it and will talk about you. And if you get in high demand, then you can charge more or get more customers. Like it's my purest capitalism, my idealistic capitalism. I hope it works. And if you are trying to break in or trying to stay alive on the internet, please know that we are here on your side. And we're watching these trends. We're blown away just as much as you are. And we're trying to survive not with the audience, but with serving people. And that for us is by word of mouth. So the more that you share your experiences that you've had with us, then the more that we can grow and provide services for you. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. Please leave me a comment. Let me know how I can help you. That is what we do.